friends, today we're painting on canvas, and we are painting on a flat surface instead of an easel because we're going to be doing some sponge painting techniques. So I have a few different options. You can either use a sponge that's on a stick, or you can use a round sponge like this. Either way, if you're going to use the round sponge, you may want to use a brush with it, but we'll show you all different options. So to start, I'll use this sponge and then I'll switch to the other one to show you. So we're going to start just at these top colors, all of the white with the greens. I'm not going to touch the darker green or the black yet. So be careful not to lean into it. And I'm going to start dabbing like this. And when I do this, I don't want to over dab because I want that sponge color look, okay? You want all the variations in color, because if you go over it too many times, the sponge, then it'll all turn the same color, and we don't want that. We want all the different variations in color as I'm dabbing. And I'm being so careful not to touch that dark green yet, okay? So I'm just... And as my brush goes into the green, I dab into the white so that they all kind of blend together. I'm going to switch to the other option just so you can see it as we're sponge painting. So here's my other option, which is the sponge. Same technique where you're just dabbing. Just like that. So either way is fine. Okay, I'm going to switch back to this one now. Just going through it and dabbing a little bit more to make sure there aren't any like really clumpy places. Just want it to kind of be spread out evenly. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go right into my next color and just using the same, either use your same sponge or the sponge on a stick. And this is going to go straight across like this. And I'll show you with the other option too, just a second. So just like that. Okay. All right. And now, if you have the sponge on a stick, you can just use this. Otherwise, if you're using a round sponge, you probably want to switch to a brush for this part. I'm going to take the sponge on a stick and I'm going to hold it, I'm going to try and turn it this way, like this to make a thin line. Because if I held it like this and painted, it would make a really wide line. So I want to hold it like this to make a thinner line. And then I'm going to start here and pull up. Okay, just pulling up. There. And then I'm going to do another one here, just pull up. Okay. Skip another space and I'm pulling up from this dark green color. Pulling up. These are going to kind of look like trees in the distance, all the way up. Okay. All the way to the top. There we go. And then on some of them, I want to make another little branch. So I'm not going to push hard because I want it to be a little bit thinner. Kind of reminds me of like the letter Y. Just kind of falls. That one fell off the page. Little branches like that. Yours don't have to be exactly where mine are. You can place yours wherever you want. So we did a few little branches. Okay. And now I'm going to save the darkest color for last. And I'm going to start dabbing this darker color, my black. Make sure you're going all the way to the very bottom. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to, again, holding it to make a thin line, I'm just going to make a little bit of grass here and there, like that. I start at the bottom and I just keep pulling up. That's going to make some grass. See that? Do that all the way across. Grass can go in different directions. Some could be short, some could be tall. Okay, and I'm kind of dipping my brush in some of this black color at the bottom, and I'm going to make a couple more trees, okay? So here we go. I'm going to put one right here, so it's coming out of the dark side, and it's going to go all the way up. I'm going to go over it again because I want it a little bit thicker. Just like that. That looks good. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing again. And this time I think I'll put one over here. So I'm going to put a little bit more of that paint. I'm just kind of dipping my brush down here to get some more paint on my brush. And then I'm going to pull all the way up to the very top. I go back down again to make it a little bit thicker. And you'll want your tree to be thickest at the bottom because that's how they look naturally, right? Okay, And then we'll do one more over here. So I'm just getting some more of that paint on my brush, on my sponge, and we'll do one right here. See, it was just one stroke going up, and then I'll go ahead and fill it in a little bit more going back down. Okay, that looks good. And then I want, just like we did with the lighter color, those trees in the distance, I want some of the darker trees to have branches too. So here we go. See that? See how that one looks like the letter Y? That one just kind of fell off the top there. And it's okay, my next branch is going to overlap on the one in the distance, like that. Same thing here, it's overlapping a little bit. Do you see how there's all these different variations of color when you sponge paint? I love it how the background has all these different shades of green and whites peeking through. Right now I'm just making sure that my paint was all the way at the bottom. This way, if you want to frame your art, there won't be any white showing. Okay. And that is our masterpiece today for a sponge painting, whichever sponge you choose, and paint, where you don't even need a plate, you put it right on the canvas. And that other option, which you could do the same way, is just taking your brush and pulling up. So either way works. I hope you had fun today. I can't wait to see yours. It gets a little messy, but that's okay. It washes off your hands. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.